My name is Angela.
My name is Nicole.
And welcome to the Ominous Stitch podcast. Hello, Stitchers.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Ominous Stitch podcast.
Hooray.
It is July.
Yay.
It was July when the last episode was released.
Yes.
But hey, you know, we record out of time. We are constantly moving in and out of time.
You know, it's funny. I was talking about this week's episode with Matt, and he was like, you have the opportunity to talk about an alien movie, and you didn't choose Independence Day. I was like, but we record way in advance. And
so
he's like, well,
happy
that's silly.
4th, if that gives you an indication of when we're recording. Yeah, I know. I thought about it, and I was like, that's not, it doesn't with their theme necessarily, right? With the theme.
Yeah.
I think the movie that we chose works a lot better with the theme.
Perfect.
And so I was really proud of myself because Nicole was like, what movie are we watching? Because heads up, Angela's doing story time today. So
Angela.
We'll see. I always feel like it's a mixed bag when I do it.
You pick great topics and it's awesome.
Thank you. I always get terrified. I get super nervous because you're such a better researcher than I am. But anyway.
I'm excited for this week though. This episode's
this topic's
awesome.
going to be, I'm excited too. And you'll hear it when we get to the topic, but I was really inspired to do this based on a news report that came out recently, which I will talk about. So that'll be cool.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yay! I was telling my husband, Sam, I was like, so this is the topic this week. I'm doing it. And I'm doing it because of the Dyson spheres. Okay, I'm putting it out there. The Dyson spheres. CNN did a report on the Dyson spheres. And he's like, oh yeah, as if he got excited about it too. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an exciting topic. But yeah. Is there life out there? So much we haven't done. Yeah, so that's we're talking about not country music, but we're talking about, is there life outside of our solar system? Not necessarily, because we might have proof of life in the solar system.
Wow.
And outside of our solar system. But yeah, is there real alien life? What proof do we have? What proof have we gained from space or has crash landed here on Earth?
That's so exciting.
So yeah, that's our topic today. We're going to go over a few things that are possible explanations or possible proof. So I'm really excited for that. I love it. It's going to be fun.
Yes, it is.
And then you're doing Stitch Time, which I'm
doing
so
Stitch
excited
Time
about because I don't know what it is.
I got surprises.
Yay!
So yeah.
I love surprises.
Yeah, it's going to be obviously in the name of the title of this episode, but Angela has no idea what I'm doing.
As always, that's the way I like it.
Yes, I love to surprise her. So you'll get to get her real life action
reactions. Yes.
Yeah.
But before we do all of that, Nicole,
what's up?
What's got you in stitches?
Oh, man.
I can't wait to hear about this. Yay! Nicole just got back from her trip, you guys.
That's right. I'm going to do a really quick recap and some good advice for Yosemite.
It's a good advice.
Oh, yeah.
That you just didn't take. I'm full of songs today. Yay.
Yeah, that's my Angela. I'm welcome back. So we went to Portland first to visit my sister-in-law. She was doing her 5-year anniversary, which was really fun. The kids had such a good time.
Portlandia.
My hubs is not a big fan. I'm not going to lie. Aww. He was complaining the whole time.
About
but
Portland?
That's him. Yeah. It's okay.
Is it similar to Seattle?
It's very similar. Yeah. It's on a smaller scale, but there's way more graffiti. I don't know why. That's what stands out to him. And I see it. Like, it's just super graffiti. There's little sketchy parts of Portland, but so is Seattle. So yeah. I'm not, surprised.
Every big city has sketchy parts to it.
Right.
Yeah.
The streets, the driving is just like a big city, but worse than Seattle. At least Seattle's a grid. This was like, we had to do some crazy A turn, and then you'd have to like watch out for traffic one way and then a different way. And it didn't make any sense.
Weird.
Yeah.
So it's not
weird.
like a roundabout, but it's like you're hitting corners.
Yes.
And then there's
and you can't go across yet until this street I'm showing her with my arms.
Yeah,
It's hard
got
to
a lot
explain.
of arm movements going on here.
But there's some crazy drivingness to it. I mean, I figured it out. It's cool. But the kids had fun. We got to see a family. It was really cool. We celebrated at Oaks Park. That's where they got married. It's a little carnival.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yay.
So it was fun. But Yosemite, oh my gosh. So
Yosemite.
here's some tips. If you're looking at weather, one, we looked up Yosemite and it said 80 degrees the whole time. We're like, yes, it's going to be nice. We don't have to, like, we brought pants too.
Because you guys know we're in a heat wave.
Oh gosh, it's so hot.
Yeah, it's going to be like 111.
It was
today,
107
112
coming to your
coming in.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Hot.
Yeah, so it said 80. We packed for 80 degrees. We get to Oakhurst, which is where we were staying. It's
Oakhurst.
100 degrees.
Yeah.
It's 100.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's one. So just check where exactly you're staying to make sure the weather's right.
So Oakhurst is from Oakhurst, it's like another hour to get
At least,
into
yeah.
Yosemite Valley.
We took 30 minutes.
Oh, it took 30
Yeah,
minutes to do that.
without
Nice.
traffic. And that's my second thing.
Yes.
So I didn't know in December they decided to put reservations on Yosemite. So this might be happening in other national parks.
Yeah, big national parks will tend to do a reservation system so they don't get overcrowded.
Right.
I think it started mostly during the pandemic.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But December 2023, they put that in the first few months, it was the weekends, which makes sense. But then as soon as July 1st hit, it's all week, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't know this until we drove in. There's a big sign. It was digital. It said reservations required for Yosemite. We're like, oh crap. It's like midnight. I'm trying to drive through these crazy roads and Matt's trying to look this up on his phone. The kids are sleeping and he's like freaking out because it needs reservations now.
Yeah.
And we didn't do that. We didn't do it.
Oh no.
But it's okay. So we spent the day at Bass Lake, which is really close.
Which is close. That's where we went camping the very last time we went to Yosemite. We camped at Bass Lake.
So did you had your camper, yeah?
Yes.
That's so cool. Did you have fun?
It was so much fun.
It's pretty there, yeah?
It's very pretty. And it's very like really cool and ominous in the morning because all the mist is on the lake, on the water.
Did you stay in the
pretty.
spring or the summer?
It was April. There was still snow in Yosemite.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah,
Spring sounds
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
But summer's hot. Yeah, it was a little more crowded, but the kids had so much fun there too. They just played in the lake. They've never been to a lake.
Oh, lakes are awesome.
Yeah. So they had so much fun. And it worked out because you cannot get into the park until 4 p.m. Yosemite.
Yes. And Nicole, just so you guys know, when this happened, Nicole was texting me.
I was freaking out.
She's like, "Oh my gosh, I messed up. I can't get in until 4." I'm like, "That's gonna be perfect. You're gonna be happy that you're getting it at 4 because then you'll get to see the beautiful sunset,
right? And
you'll get to. A lot of people will have cleared out at that point. And really, depending on, and you went into the valley 2 days, so I mean, it really. I'm like. In the summer, it doesn't get dark until like 8 o'clock.
Yes.
So you have those 4 hours,
and it's
which is plenty of time to explore.
Yeah. No, Angela was smart. She was right. She made me feel better.
I've been there before.
So the first day we went to the tunnel view and got to see the whole big landscape.
Isn't that cool?
Such
Tunnel
a cool
view
thing.
So pretty.
Yeah. A lot of people there. It was a little hotter, but at least we got to see it. Then we went to the Bridal Veil Falls.
Yes. That's such a nice hike.
Yes. Perfect for kids.
Yeah. It's perfect for kids.
And if we wanted to and we were braver, you could actually jump over the gate at the end, which people did.
Up.
Yeah. But the kiddos were too tiny.
Yeah. No, we did not do that option either.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were like, let's not do that.
Because we did it when the kids were little.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty. So we went there, and the second day we went to the Mariposa Grove, which you take a free shuttle. Like you have to park and then take a shuttle in, and then it's a 1.5 mile hike to Grizzly Peak or Grizzly Tree, right? So my eldest took all the pictures on my husband's camera.
Right, which is amazing because like Matt posted the pictures on Instagram, and I was like, oh wow, he got some beautiful shots of the trees, like from down below looking up at them, and just like I was like, wow, those are great shots. And then I read the description and it said that your oldest did the photos, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It's a cool
totally
filter.
Taking after his dad.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome filter. Whatever you do, you shake it. I don't even know what the filter is. And it creates it's like AI almost. It gives you the best filter option.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, I'll have to tell you what that is. But it was really cool. But anyway, so much fun. reserve if you want to go during the day.
Yeah, reserve if you're planning on being there all day. One of our favorite places to go, and I don't know where, I mean, it's in the valley, and if there are several places that you can pull off for like picnic areas and stuff.
Yeah.
And we found one that you can pull off and picnic at, and it's right on the river that runs through Yosemite. And so we like sat there and had lunch, and it was actually quiet. There wasn't anybody there there with us, which is so nice.
Yeah.
And then you could see Yosemite Falls like in the background too.
Beautiful.
So it's really pretty. So I have a bunch of pictures on my Facebook because I don't use Instagram, but I have a bunch of pictures. And we took Rosie, and so I like positioned her behind the in front of the falls, and I was like, my majestic dog. And Rosie's like, I just want to go eat some ice. Because there was still snow on the ground. My kids were
That is so
snow.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's our next, I think the next time we come, where we want to go during.
We want to float the
spring.
river. You can float the river.
Can you really?
Mhm.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. You start in the, I think you start by Half Dome parking lot, and then you can float the river.
Oh, I
for,
didn't
like, a
know
little while.
that.
Yeah, so we actually bought a bunch of floats because we were planning on doing that, but
Next time.
Yeah, so eventually someday we'll do that.
Oh, I love
But
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
So great trip.
Yay,
Very
Yosemite.
fun.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Everyone should go to Yosemite because like you'll see pictures of it and you're like, wow, that's really pretty. But when
No,
you're
it's
there,
different.
it's different.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's in normal like nature things. Like I want to
Right.
go to Utah,
Yeah.
and
I'm doing that.
are you really?
Surprise for my anniversary.
What?
Yes.
You're so lucky.
It's our 15-year anniversary this year.
Aw.
And so my husband, we just like booked everything. We're taking our camper and we're going to go camping and go to Zion.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's
So,
exciting.
I'm really excited.
When are you guys going?
November.
Okay. Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Thanksgiving, around Thanksgiving. 'Cause
I love
that's when
it.
our anniversary is. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Yay.
I'm gonna have to know everything
I
because I want to go there.
I know. I'm so excited. It's
Oh,
going to
right
be
on.
awesome.
Well, Angela, what's got you in stitches?
Oh, yay. Stitch time for me. Okay. So it's summer. We know it's summer. I haven't been to the beach and I can't tell you how many years. Like we just don't go to the beach. And I'm not really that much of a beach fan because I'm fair skinned. I've had my fair share of sunburns when I was little. So like I always like try to cover up and stay protected. So I'm like, being in the sun is not really my scene. And then I think of the beach and I'm like, everything is just going to be so dirty and there's so much sand. And you're going to come back and you have sand everywhere and you're going to be all sunburned and hot and bleh. So that's what I think of when I think of beach.
No.
But so for our reward system for our runs, and FYI, I'm full on in workout clothes today because I still have to run 2 miles today.
Yeah. Get those miles.
Today's our deadline, and I have to do. I have 5 miles this week, so I've already done 3. I have to do 2 today because
You
I
got
didn't run
this.
any yesterday. But anyway, so we one of our prizes was a beach day. So we
Aw.
went to the beach last weekend. And it was, we're in a heat wave. We, I already sung that song. We already know. And so to escape the heat, we're like, okay, let's go to the beach. So we woke up in the morning. I made everyone breakfast burritos. Breakfast burritos.
Yum,
breakfast
yum.
burritos. Yeah, you know the
Breakfast
song.
burritos. Of course I do. Perry grip.
Perry grip. So I made everyone breakfast burritos, and we took a bunch of snacks and cold drinks and stuff. And
Nice.
bunch of towels and beach chairs and an umbrella. We had everything. We were ready to go. My paddleboard, we took my paddleboard because we were going to this protected beach that didn't really have big waves. That was another thing. I'm like, I don't like big waves with my kids because
It's scary. Yeah.
I have a fear for them.
Oh, no, I feel that.
Not a fear of me drowning,
Right.
but a fear of them.
Yes.
And so, I don't like big waves. I like to look at big waves. I think it's pretty, but if we're going to be anywhere near the water, no waves. And
Yeah.
so there's a little beach, like a harbor beach cove is what it's called in Ventura, California. Yeah, I'm giving away my little secret. It's not a secret spot. It's a very popular beach, but
I've
so
never known about it. When you were telling me about it. I
it's
didn't
right
know
next
about
to Surfer's Knoll, which is another beach in Ventura Harbor. So it's in Ventura Harbor,
it. Right.
where they have all the shops and all.
Yeah,
of,
We went there when they had a carnival at some point.
Yeah.
Their fair or whatever.
Yeah. Ventura County Fair.
Yes.
Yeah, Ventura County Fair is really fun.
It's fun because
I saw the Bengals there years ago. It was so fun. Yes, I love the Bengals.
You know what's funny? The first thing that you said, the Bengals. I thought the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh,
it's like you saw a football team.
No,
music,
I didn't see football. Music. Yeah, music. Walk like an Egyptian.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I saw the Bengals there years ago, which was so awesome. Yeah. I still have a T-shirt from it. Anyway, so back to the beach.
Down by the beach.
Which is Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello movie from the 80s, Back to the Beach.
Is it really?
Yeah, because they used to do, okay, so off topic here, but squirrel. So yeah, they used to do all these beach movies in the 50s and 60s, right? In the 80s, they did another one where they're the grandparents and their kids like go to the beach and they're in Ohio. And he goes, oh, why, did I ever leave Ohio? And they're at the beach. And Annette Funicello sings a song about ska. She's like, ska, 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 do, 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 do. Jamaica ska, do, 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 do.
Wow.
You guys, Nicole's looking at me like I have gone off my gourd.
I'm amazed that you remembered all this. Like,
I loved that movie. I used to watch it all the time. If you guys know that movie, give us a shout out. Let us know.
I don't.
Comment on our socials. But anyway, it was like my favorite movie.
I love it.
I have a strong feeling that Kate knows the movie that I'm talking about. I don't know
Kate,
why.
do you know this?
I just feel like Kate would know it. But if any of you other Stitchers know it, I want to know. Let me know.
I had no idea.
Was one of my most favorite movies.
That
I
is so
had
cute.
it on videotape and I would watch it all the time.
Love it.
All right, back to my story. So we get to the beach and it is cold. We left our house, it was about an hour. It took us about an hour to get to the beach. And it was already like 90 in the 90s.
Ugh.
We get to the beach. It is 60 degrees at the beach.
That's a big drop.
Because we have this awesome thing called marine layer.
Yeah.
And it was still full on. So the marine layer was in. Everything's like gray and misty and cold. And I'm freezing. So I take the beach towels and I wrap them around me because I'm in a swimsuit.
I've done
and a
this
cute
before.
Little cover
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
And I didn't bring a jacket with me. And I used to live on the beach. Like I went to school on the beach.
Right.
So I
just forgot.
Used to know these things, but not anymore. But anyway, so
you live out now in like hot.
Yeah, high desert.
High
so
desert. It's different climate. Yes.
Yeah, different climate. The chaparral, if you guys like want to get technical with it. That's
fancy.
But anyway, high desert. So anyway, we go out to the beach and I'm freezing. I have towels wrapped around me. I have them wrapped around my arms. I have them wrapped around my legs. I'm sitting in my beach chair. The kids are taking off and going into the water. I brought my paddle board with me. I didn't go out on it because I'm like, it's too cold. I'm like, if I'm cold on the beach, I'm going to be even that much colder
in the water. Yeah.
But it turns out it was like equal cold. So if you're in the water or out of the water, it's still the same. Like kids were just like, meh.
Oh, that's awesome.
They didn't care. The kids were in the water and running around and having so much fun. So they blew up the paddle board. They took it out because it's flat water. And so they're like paddling around and having so much fun finding hermit crabs and just going around all,
Yeah.
And it's really funny because we kept running into a bunch of people that we knew that my son played baseball with. So that was really fun. Yeah. We're like, everybody's at the beach today. But it was really cold. We still put sunscreen on everybody because even though there's a marine layer, you can still get sunburn. The rays still get through. So we sunscreened everybody up. But we were there for a long time. We didn't reapply. And so,
Made a mistake.
There were definitely some sunburns. Not on me, though, because I had my hat on.
Good job.
And I was completely covered because I was cold.
Like, nope. No skin.
I had my towel. Yes, no skin. I think I got like a little burn on the top of my foot. And then that was it.
Oh,
but,
good.
everybody else got a little too much sun. But they're okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was nice, and I was like, wow, this is so nice. Like we should go to the beach way more often because we never go to the beach. It's so nice,
especially in this heat. Like getting out of 30-degree difference. That's amazing.
It was it was incredible.
Yeah,
it was an almost 40-degree difference.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I was like, we need to go back to the beach.
Yeah,
so, and I know you guys love the beach. You're a big beach family. And I was thinking about you the whole time. I'm like, Nicole is so right. We should go to the beach like way more often.
But we go to the beach with the waves because we like to boogie board. So we're a little different with that.
Well, so the beach that we went to, so there's a jetty and that separates it. And we were on one side of the jetty. If you go to the other side of the jetty, that's Surfer's Knoll. So that's where all the waves break.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
So you can just choose on what side of the jetty you want to be on.
Love that. Well, good. I'm glad you guys got to the beach.
Yay!
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. Happy 4th week.
Happy 4th of July week. Everyone stay hydrated.
Yes. There's signs on the freeway we were driving. It just said extreme heat wave.
Yeah.
Stay cool. Drink water.
Well, Vasquez Rocks is closed
because it's too hot. I bet.
It's too hot.
Oh, climbing those rocks right now. Oh, that would hurt too.
Yeah. There's a fun run that happens in October. And it's like an alien themed fun run on Vasquez Rocks. We just looked at it the other day.
I would do it. Is it through Vasquez?
Yeah, you wind up, you run the ridge line of the rocks.
Is it a lot of,
So I don't know. I'll show you later.
Okay. Yeah. I want to do more fun runs with you, so we should plan something. So
anyway. Yay.
Fun times.
So that's my stitch.
I love it.
Going to the beach.
Yeah.
Being cold at the beach, which I was like, what? But it was awesome. It was so nice. We had a great time. Yeah.
Oh.
Yay.
Good job.
So we have a fun and exciting episode. I have a feeling it's going to be on the long side.
That's okay.
So we should probably get going here. And I'm so excited. I don't think I can wait anymore for your stitch.
Yeah, I got a surprise for you.
Okay, let's get stitching.
All right, Stitchers. This week's stitch.
You have it in a bag.
I do, because I have a gift for Angela.
Oh,
so
I like presents.
I know. That's why I make them for you. So I created, this is so cool. This is from makeanddocrew.com. Make and do, like D-O crew.com. And it's a boho bag. It's a purse.
Oh, that's so cute.
So I modified it. So you'll see the pictures. There's fringe. I didn't put the fringe on mine.
Oh, good, because I'm not a fringe fan.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Well, that works.
Yeah.
Okay. And
it gets caught and everything.
Yeah, and it just gets all over. Yeah, and it gets dirtier and looks gross.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I made one for me, and then I decided to make one for Angela.
Yay!
And I'll probably make a bunch for all of you. Yes. So
Yay.
I made her one. And the stitch I want to talk about is in the bag. But here, I'm going to give it to her now. So check it out, because I embellished. I did some things.
You lined it?
I lined it.
Oh my gosh, Nicole.
If you don't remember, at one point I said, hey, I need to get a sewing machine.
Yes.
Because that's why. So I put a strap on it. This is from Shein.
Oh,
you can buy straps,
and
I put a clasp in
it.
Yeah, sorry, it doesn't look the greatest.
No, it's awesome. Are you kidding me?
I lined
love
it.
the lining.
I figured you
have
like that.
Such good color sense.
Thanks. So I made her a dark blue bag. I'll take a picture of it. I haven't done that. And I put a strap on it. Yeah, it's got probably some fuzz on it. I lined it.
There's so much fuzz in my house.
Yeah.
It's so cute, Nicole.
Thanks.
I love it.
Yay.
Yay.
So
Aww.
what's cool about this, I learned something new, like I do every time I crochet. There's a crazy stitch in the middle of it. It's a round. It goes in a round.
Yeah.
But not continuous round. You do slip stitch and then chain one usually, or chain two, just depends on where you are in the rows.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this cool stitch in the middle of it, and it's called a double crochet cluster.
Double
Have you
crochet
ever done
cluster.
those?
Yeah. So is it like one of these guys here?
Yes. It's like, yeah. So it creates a thicker, I guess, little, what do you call that? It creates
it's a
thick
cluster.
Cluster. Thanks. Perfect.
Yeah.
Words. So there's a 2 double crochet cluster in there, a 3 double crochet cluster, and a 4 double crochet cluster within, different rows. So what that is you kind of just yarn over, you insert hook into the stitch, you yarn over again, and you pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2. So that's the 4, because you're going to basically have, 5 loops on your hook.
Yes.
So you just keep on like yarning over, loop through, yarn over till you get 5.
Yeah, 5 loops on your hook.
Yes.
So you're doing like 4 halves of a double crochet.
Exactly. And then you pull all through, and that's your cluster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do smaller ones. Like I said, there's a 2 double crochet cluster, a 3 one, and a 4 one. So depending on which one, it's always one more loop than what it's called for.
Yeah.
That's the way I had to remember it. So.
Yeah. Yay, very
It's cool, yeah.
Nicole.
So again, makeanddocrew.com. And it's called, the title is a Street-Fair Crochet Hippie Purse free pattern. It's free, which is awesome.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for.
It's super cute, you guys. It's this cute little round, kind of looks like a floral thing. Mm-hmm. But it's super cute. And boho. Yeah, that's the best way.
And it doesn't talk about lining. I kind of just had to learn that on my own. And I hand stitched it, which
you
takes forever.
I'm so impressed with you, Nicole.
Thanks. And then I added a clasp.
Your hand stitching so even too. Mine is never.
No, well, this is all looks funky, but you know.
No, it looks
at
beautiful.
least it closes it. So
I love it. Yay!
Yeah, I'll take pictures of it.
Yes, you will.
So that's for Angela.
So cute.
Have fun with it.
Yay! Thank you, Nicole.
You're welcome.
It's so cute.
I'm so happy.
I love it.
I'm glad you like it.
Yay!
So that's my stitch.
Yay!
That's it. So you guys gotta check out the website, and now we are gonna have Angela.
We're going outer space.
Outer space.
Yes.
So is it?
It is story time. Okay, Stitchers. It's time for story time with Angela.
Yay!
Okay. So we are talking about evidence of alien life from space.
Space and beyond.
So these are pieces of evidence. And as I mentioned before, what inspired this was the recent report that I saw on CNN. And I'm like, oh, CNN, that's kind of a reputable news source.
Yeah.
And they're talking about evidence of alien life on CNN. What is this? And Dyson spheres, which we will get to. That's the last thing we're going to talk about.
Cool.
But that's what inspired this. I was like, what other proof do we have that that came from space, that there is life out there? Because I fully believe, and you guys know this, that we are not alone in this insanely vast universe.
Yeah.
There is intelligent life out there. There are other species. And also, what constitutes life? Because we have some evidence of, just like tiny microorganisms.
That's life.
That's life, if
it's
bacteria, that's life. It doesn't have to be intelligent and human life, right?
Right.
Or not even human, because it wouldn't be human if it's from another space system.
Or space puppies like Mothman.
Mothman!
But it's crazy with CNN. I feel like people don't make a big enough deal about it.
Right? And then I saw, once I started researching the Dyson spheres, Neil deGrasse Tyson popped up, who is one of my favorites.
Yes,
I love him because he just explained, he's got so much energy and so much fervor and excitement for talking about anything having to do with science and especially space. And you're just like, wow, that's fascinating. And then if you want to go back, even Carl Sagan, the way that he would explain things, and you're just like, wow.
Yep.
One of my favorite Carl Sagan things is where he's talking about dimensions and moving through different dimensions and how to experience. I don't know. It's cool. Look it up. That's not our topic today, and I will go down another whole wormhole with that.
But yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson, there's a video of
he talks about the Dyson spheres.
Does he really?
Yeah.
He was asked by Andy Samberg. He's like, is there life on Earth? And life outside of Earth? Yeah. And
he's
totally
like, absolutely, yes, there is.
Yeah. He's so on board with
There's
that.
no way that
we can't be alone.
Yeah.
So
okay, so we're going to talk about evidence, and some of this, not some, all of the evidence on what you're talking about today is debatable. It's controversial. There are a lot of people that have very strong opinions one way or another as to what it is. But these are the top 10/11, because I'm going to add the Dyson spheres on there.
Yeah.
Pieces of evidence that we have collected of possible alien life forms that have either come to us or that have come to us from space, or we've collected them in space. All right. So here we go. Imagine staring into the night sky and wondering if somewhere out there among the stars, we might find signs of alien life. Scientists have been scanning the cosmos for anything that hints of extraterrestrial beings, whether it's a strange glow from a distant star or the unique chemistry of a distant planet. It's like trying to solve the universe's ultimate mystery, where every twinkling light or cosmic puzzle piece adds to the excitement and keeps us guessing about what lies beyond Earth. Isn't that a great opening statement?
That is beautiful.
Thanks, ChatGPT.
That was amazing.
I know. I was like, wow.
That's awesome.
Oh, ChatGPT.
Amazing.
So much better, more eloquent than I am. Okay. So here are some very controversial pieces of evidence that many scientists agree prove that there is life outside of Earth and among the stars. This is from an article. All of these lists are from an article by John Pickerel, and it was published on newscientist.com in 2006. So we do have some more recent ones, which the biggest one is the Dyson Sphere one. Right. Okay, the first piece. In 1976, the Viking Mars landers detected chemical signatures indicative of life. Tests performed on Martian soil samples by NASA's Viking landers hinted at chemical evidence of life. One experiment mixed soil with radioactive carbon-labeled nutrients and then tested for the production of radioactive methane gas. This totally reminds me of the movie.
Yes. No, that's true. Right? Just finding little microorganisms. Yeah.
The test reported a positive result. The production of radioactive methane suggests that something in the soil was metabolizing the nutrients and producing radioactive gas. But other experiments on board failed to find any evidence of life. So NASA declared the results a false positive.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Despite that, one of the original scientists and others who have since reanalyzed the data still stand by the finding. They argue that the other experiments on board were ill-equipped to search for evidence of the organic molecules, which is a key indicator of life. So it's, NASA's like, that's not enough to prove that there's life. Right. But they're like, no, because the other experiments didn't have what it took to really
do it.
Yeah. So that's the first one. So chemical signatures indicative of life.
That's
from
so
the
cool.
1976, the Viking Mars lander. In 1977, woohoo, good year. The unexplained extraterrestrial wow signal.
That's right.
Is detected by an Ohio State University radio telescope. You're like, I love this one. In August 1977, which is just a little bit before I was born, an Ohio State University radio telescope detected an unusual pulse of radiation from somewhere near the constellation Sagittarius. The 37-second long signal, that's long.
Really long.
That's so long. Was so startling that an astronomer monitoring the data scrawled "wow" on the telescope's printout, hence calling it the wow signal.
I love that.
I
so
love
simple.
It too. Wow. I can't.
Whoa.
It should have been whoa. It's like Joey Lawrence there. The signal was within the band of radio frequencies where transmissions are internationally banned on Earth. Furthermore, natural sources of radiation from space usually cover a wider range of frequencies. As the nearest star in the direction is 220 million light years away, either a massive astronomical event or intelligent aliens with a very powerful transmitter would have had to have created it. The signal remains unexplained.
See, that is so freaking cool.
Right?
Someone said something to us.
Where did that come from? Why bother? Does it matter? Why? No, you guys don't know that reference at all.
Nope.
Don't even laugh at that. It's from Gianni Schicchi, which is an opera I did when I was a freshman in college.
I love it.
Nobody knows that but me.
Nope.
Okay. I'm lots of people know it, but whatever. If you guys know Gianni Schicchi and you got that reference, let me know. Okay, we're moving on. Moving right along. I've had coffee. Can you tell?
So much energy. I love it. Oh, you're amazing.
Oh my gosh. In 1996, so we're skipping ahead a few years.
Okay.
That's when I moved to California.
Hey.
So in 1996, Martian fossils are discovered in meteorite ALH 84001 from Antarctica. We found a meteorite that had fossils, guys.
That's crazy.
Right?
What?
NASA scientists controversially announced in 1996 that they had found what appeared to be fossilized microbes in a potato-shaped lump of Martian rock. Anytime I think of something potato-shaped, what pops into my head? A Frenchie, because of the potatoes.
Oh, you're hilarious. No, I was thinking, have you seen or read The Martian?
Oh yeah, because he eats potatoes.
Eats potatoes the whole time. That's what that made me think of. But I like
funny.
Frenchies too, though.
Frenchies. That's funny that I think of the Frenchies and you think of the Martian. Okay. The meteorite was probably blasted off the surface of Mars in a collision and wandered the solar system for some 15 million years before plummeting to Antarctica, where it was discovered in 1984.
That's crazy.
So it was discovered in 84, but in 96 is when they were like, hey, we have fossils. Yeah.
That's crazy. So they didn't tell us anything. But they've probably been doing that research since.
Yeah. I mean, that's a long time to research a rock.
Right?
And be like, okay, guys.
Oh, hey, guess what?
Guess what we found? Yeah. Careful analysis revealed that the rock contained organic molecules and tiny specks of the mineral magnetite, sometimes found in Earth bacteria.
Oh.
Under the electron microscope, NASA researchers also claim to have spotted signs of nanobacteria.
What?
Right? It's life,
Nano.
dudes. Nano.
It's tiny, but it's there.
It's there. But since then, much of the evidence has been challenged.
Uh-oh.
Challenge!
I challenge you to a duel.
Other experts have suggested that the particles of magnetite were not so similar to those found in bacteria after all, and that contaminants from Earth are the source of the organic molecules. Boo!
No. Really?
Stop being a doubter. Don't be a doubting
Don't be
Thomas.
a hater.
Hate is gonna hate. Okay. A 2003 study also showed how crystals that resemble nanobacteria could be grown in the laboratory by chemical process. So like, you could have grown these by yourself.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just believe, dude.
Everything. Yeah.
Believe. I understand it's their job to look for possible reasons as to why, but like, come on.
Yeah. Come on, just give a little bit of faith.
Yeah.
You know?
Give a little bit. I've got like...
You're my show tune person.
I know.
Today again.
I'm nonstop. Okay, moving right along. Okay. Number 4, in 2001, more rigorous calculations connected to the 1960s Drake equation.
Drake. Is he fighting with Kendrick? Sorry.
I love it. I wasn't going to go there. You did, and I love it. Woo! Okay. Suggests that our galaxy may contain hundreds of thousands of life-bearing planets.
What?
In 1961, U.S. radio astronomer Frank Drake. I can't do it.
It's like a tongue twister.
It is. Frank Drake developed an equation to help estimate the number of planets hosting intelligent life and capable of communicating with us in the galaxy. The Drake equation multiplies together 7 factors, including the formation rate of stars like our sun, the fraction of Earth-like planets, and the fraction of those on which life develops. Many of these figures are open to wide debate, but Drake himself estimates the final number of communicating civilizations in the galaxy to be about 10,000.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot. In 2001, a more rigorous estimate of the number of life-bearing planets in the galaxy using new data and theories. Data or data? What do you say? I say both.
I was going to say, I don't have a preference. Sometimes I do say data and sometimes I do say data. Just depends.
Data. Let's call the whole thing off. Okay. Using new data and theories came up with a figure of hundreds of thousands. Ooh. So they have said, no. There's a lot more than 10.
That's crazy.
There's hundreds of thousands. For the first time in forever. Okay, for the first time. Everything's a song cue, guys.
I love it.
The researchers estimated how many planets might lie in the habitable zone around stars, where water is liquid and photosynthesis is possible.
Sure.
The results suggest that an uninhabited Earth-like planet could be as little as a few hundred light years away. So that's relatively close.
Relatively.
It seems like it's it is really far.
Yeah, light years.
But in the grand scheme of how vast the universe is,
the infinite universe, yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's not that far.
No, not at all. Hop, skip, and a jump away.
Hop, skip, and a jump. In 2001, this is number 5. In 2001, the red tinge of Jupiter's moon Europa proposed to be due to frozen bits of bacteria, which
What?
also helps explain the mysterious infrared signal it gives off.
Interesting.
Right?
So there's energy. It's energy. And
There's
there's
energy,
life.
right? There's
Yep.
life. We think there's life on Europa.
Cool.
Alien microbes might be behind Europa's red tinge, suggested NASA researchers in 2001. Though the surface is mostly ice, data shows it reflects infrared radiation in an odd manner. That suggests that something, magnesium salts perhaps, are binding it together. But no one has been able to come up with the right combination of compounds to make sense of the data. Intriguingly, the infrared spectra of some earthly bacteria, those that thrive in extreme conditions, fits the data at least as well as magnesium salts. Right?
That makes sense.
So we have something on Earth that fits that data.
Yeah.
So, that is bacteria.
Very similar. Yeah.
Very similar. Plus, some are red and brown in color, perhaps explaining the moon's ruddy complexion. The bacteria might find it difficult to survive in the scant atmosphere and at negative 170 degrees Celsius surface temperature of Europa.
Whoa.
They might survive in the warmer liquid interior. Geological activity could then spew them out periodically to be flash frozen on the surface.
Crazy.
Right?
So it's immediately just changing.
Yeah. So they think that it could survive the closer it is to the core of Europa because it's a lot warmer there. And then when,
it gets closer out.
when it explodes, when you have these like volcano explosions, it spews the bacteria out and then they immediately freeze because it's negative 170 degrees Celsius.
That's just a little cold.
That's cold. Yeah.
just a little.
I would definitely be throwing on beach towels at that point.
Where are all the beach towels?
Where have all the beach towels gone? Okay. Moving right along. Okay. In number 6, in 2002, Russian scientists argue that a mysterious radiation-proof species of microbe may have evolved on Mars.
What?
Right?
How?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Okay.
In 2002, Russian astrobiologists claimed that super hardy, this is going to be a fun word for me to say because it is in Latin.
Ooh.
So let's try this. Dionococcus?
I'm not even going to try. Good luck.
Radiorons? Yes. Okay. We're going to go with that.
Yeah.
These Latin words
Those are
evolved.
huge. Good job.
Evolved on Mars. The microbe can survive several thousand times the radiation dose that would kill a human.
Dang.
Which is insane. They're like cockroaches.
Crazy. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
The Russians zapped a population of the bacteria with enough radiation to kill 99.9%, allowed the survivors to repopulate before repeating the cycle. After 44 rounds, this is like torture for these poor bacteria.
Yeah.
After 44 rounds, it took 50 times the original dose of radiation.
Jeez.
They calculated that it would take many thousands of these cycles to make common microbe E. coli as resilient as Dionococcus. That's it. I'm getting better every time
You're
I say
doing
it.
great. So it's a super E. coli, which I don't want.
Yeah, no. Who wants that? Who wants that? And on Earth, it takes between 1 million and 100 million years to encounter each dose of radiation. Therefore, there just has to be not enough time in life's 3.8 billion year history on Earth for such resistance to have evolved, they claim.
That's crazy.
Right? This is nuts.
That's
Why
very
like
crazy.
the experiments that people do to
figure
create
it out.
like super bionic microorganisms.
Yep.
Like, stop it.
They're gonna kill us. I'm sorry. I'm
Stop
so
it.
scared.
Well, yeah, we had that a few years ago.
Right?
It's something
We don't need it.
creep
We
out
don't
of
need more.
man. Okay. By contrast, the surface of Mars, unprotected by a dense atmosphere, is bombarded with so much radiation that the bugs could receive the same dose in just a few 100,000 years. The researchers argue that Dionococcus ancestors were flung off Mars by an asteroid and fell to Earth in meteorites. other experts remained skeptical. So
Skeptic pants.
So these Russians found this microbe that they believe from Mars. They ran some tests on it and they're like, dude, it is like a super bionicle thing. You can't kill it. It survives even the most intense radiation. Right? Oh, yeah, because Calvin could survive in
like the
zero
heat
atmosphere.
And he just goes into hibernation.
Yeah. So that's what happens here, right?
Like
So these microbes, the Russians like zap them and make them insanely resilient and resistant. And they're like, dude, that can't happen here on Earth because there isn't that much radiation. So, we haven't experienced that much, but on Mars. So this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
When we start going to Mars, we're going to take all kinds of microbiobes.
Seeing what they can do. Yeah.
And then let them hang out there, and we're going to create this super population of resistant crap that we don't want.
No. And then it's going to come back and we're going to die.
Right? Don't do that. Let's not do that. But
I'm good.
Right? That's what's scary about it, because people are like, I wonder what would happen if I do this. You're going to kill everybody. Stop it. Okay. Number 7.
Number 7.
In 2002, chemical hints of life are found in old data from Venus probes and landers. Could microbes exist in Venusian clouds?
Ooh.
Venusian, that's a fun word. Life in Venus's clouds, right? Life in Venus's clouds may be the best way to explain some curious anomalies in the composition of its atmosphere. Claimed University of Texas, UT, astrobiologists in 2002. They scoured data from NASA's Pioneer and Magellan space probes and from Russia's Venera Venus lander missions of the 1970s.
Yikes.
Solar radiation and lightning should be generating masses of carbon monoxide on Venus, yet it is rare, as though something is removing it.
What?
So they think the microbes in the air are breathing in all of that carbon monoxide and changing it.
What?
Right?
Like plants?
Yeah, like plants.
I love it.
Hydrogen sulfide and sulfur dioxide are both present too. These readily react together and are not usually found coexisting unless some process constantly is churning them out. Most mysterious is the presence of carbonyl sulfide. This is only produced by microbes or catalysts on Earth and not by any other known inorganic process.
So that we know of.
That we know of, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So on Earth, this type of thing cannot exist without some living organism processing it, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why we think there's something in the clouds that is processing all of this and changing it. The researchers suggested solution to this conundrum is that microbes live in the Venusian atmosphere. Venus's searing hot acidic surface may be prohibitive to life, but conditions 50 kilometers up in the atmosphere are more hospitable and moist.
What?
Great word. Moist.
Moist.
With a temperature of 70 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
And a pressure similar to Earth.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Right? So it's weird that, we think it's just the atmosphere and the moistness, the I have to say that word again, that's sustaining the life in the clouds of Venus, because the land can't sustain it, but it can exist in the atmosphere.
Yeah. Wow.
Right? Crazy, huh?
It just, again, though, everything's possible, and thinking about how Earth's biosphere and atmospheres are so different, yeah, of course.
Right?
It's got to be something different out there. So, yeah, that makes sense to me.
I love it.
I love it.
Okay. Number 8.
Okay.
In 2003, sulfur traces on Jupiter's moon Europa may be the waste products of underground bacteria colonies.
Whoa.
So we're circling back to Europa, and we're circling back to the theories we
There's
have.
got to be something down there.
Some more evidence happening here.
Yeah.
In 2003, Italian scientists hypothesized that sulfur traces on Europa might be a sign of alien life. The compounds were first detected by the Galileo space probe, along with evidence for a volcanically warmed ocean beneath the moon's icy crust.
Cool.
Right? So we have water.
Yeah.
The sulfur signatures look similar to the waste products of bacteria, which get locked into the surface of ice lakes in Antarctica on Earth. The bacteria survive in the water below, and similar bacteria might also thrive below Europa's surface, the researchers suggest. Other experts rejected the idea, suggesting that the sulfur somehow originates from the neighboring moon, Io, where it is found in abundance. I don't know. They're just like,
so just like moon
there's so much on Io that, it's just, coming over to Europa.
That doesn't make any sense.
No,
I'm sorry.
I know.
I
They're
like the
just
other
like,
guy's
they're like, meh.
Yeah.
Nope. So more proof of bacterial life
That's
on
so
Europa.
cool.
So we've got the color, and now we're like, woo, we have these sulfur underground.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can't come from another planet. I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense. Or like the moon, this doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
I agree with you, Nicole.
I know.
Like, it's life.
It's life.
Okay. Number 9.
Okay.
In 2004, methane in the Martian atmosphere hints at microbial metabolism. Methane.
Okay.
In 2004.
That's toots. Sorry.
Mars is farting, guys. In other words, Mars is farting. So there's got to be life. Okay. In 2004, 3 groups using telescopes on Earth and the European and the European Space Agency's Mars Express orbiting space probe independently, so on their own, turned up evidence of methane in the atmosphere. So independently, each one of them, they're like, there's methane here.
Yeah.
Oh, we found farts too. Okay. Nearly all methane in our own atmosphere is produced by bacteria and other life. Methane could also be generated by volcanism.
Vulcans?
Live long and prosper. Yeah. I still have to figure out how to make that. Oh, granny square. It all comes back. Okay. Methane could also be generated by volcanism. Or a volcanic eruption, the thawing of frozen underground deposits, or delivered by comet impacts. However, the source has to be recent, as the gas is rapidly destroyed on Mars or escapes into space. In January 2005, an ESA scientist controversially announced that he had also found evidence of formaldehyde produced by the oxidant of methane. If this is proved, it will strengthen the case for microbes, as a whopping 2.5 million tons of methane per year would be required to create the quantity of formaldehyde postulated to exist.
So he's saying he found it. Why is it controversial? Because they don't believe him?
Yeah, because nobody else is like
seeing this.
Yeah, nobody else has that data, I guess, or has discovered it with him. He doesn't have enough backup to support his findings.
Okay.
That's what I'm assuming.
Okay.
There are ways to confirm the presence of the gas, but scientists will need to get the equipment to Mars first. So they've got to send it to Mars.
We got to figure this out.
Right? And this was 2004. We are 20 years later.
Oh, gosh.
We should get this figured out.
Yeah.
Isn't that 20 years later? Isn't that weird?
Okay. So billionaires, if I'm ever a billionaire, instead of sending myself to space, I'm going to help explore space so that we can figure it out.
Send other instruments. Yeah. Don't try to kill yourself.
No, I'm good.
Do you know that there's another billionaire that's going to do another expedition down to the Titanic
again?
Yeah, that's gonna happen again.
Have fun.
Stop.
You guys really want to crush yourselves down there. I'm rather, sorry, tangent. The ocean is crazy. I totally wholeheartedly believe there's something going on down there because we cannot explore it. It's so deep down there. There's probably just crazy dinosaurs still down there. But anyway, I would not go down there.
Nessie?
I would rather go up to space and explore out there versus down below. It's crazy. I don't know why, but the ocean scares me more than space. So
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my tangent.
So number 10.
All right.
In 2004, again, a mysterious radio signal, another radio signal, is received by the SETI project on 3 occasions. From the same region of space.
Kidding me. I didn't hear about this. 2004?
2004.
I didn't hear about this.
In February 2003, astronomers with the search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or SETI project, used a massive telescope in Puerto Rico to re-examine 200 sections of the sky, which had all previously yielded unexplained radio signals. These signals had all disappeared except for one, which had become stronger.
Uh-oh.
The signal, widely thought to be the best candidate yet for an alien contact, comes from a spot between the constellations Pisces and Aries, where there are no obvious stars or planets. Curiously, curiouser and curiouser, the signal is at one of the frequencies that hydrogen, the most common element, absorbs and emits energy. Some astronomers believe that this is a very likely frequency at which aliens wishing to be noticed would transmit.
That's so cool.
Right? Nevertheless, there is also a good chance the signal is from a never seen before natural phenomenon. For example, an unexplained pulsed radio signal thought to be artificial in 1967 turned out to be the first ever sighting of a pulsar.
Really?
Yeah. Cool, huh?
Wait, but okay, so pulsar, which I've heard that's kind of a typical space thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just some random but I thought it was like normal space stuff.
Yeah, well, we didn't know what a pulsar was. And then they discovered this and they're like, oh, that was what a pulsar frequency emits.
Okay.
So, but we found like 3 signals happening from the same space.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Space whale. Pulses.
Hi, how are you? I speak well.
Dory. I love it. See?
Oh,
we just need to get a Dory out there, and I'm sure we'll communicate, right?
Right? Okay, so those are the 10 pieces of evidence from this 2006 article that I found. Now we're going to move on to some more recent things.
All right.
We're going to talk about this astrophysicist from Harvard who is quite a character, and you might see him like pop up on different things. His name is Avi Loeb, and he is an interesting character. I read a whole article just about him, and it was really funny because the guy writing the article thought that this guy was just a bunch of like BS.
Oh, fun. So you hear it from that
written from that perspective.
Nice.
But anyway, it was really funny. But anyway, so Avi Loeb is an astrophysicist, a Harvard astrophysicist who fully believes in alien life.
Sure.
And he believes that he has found evidence that has crash landed here on Earth.
What?
So we're going to talk about 2 of the most popular pieces of evidence that are possible signs of, he believes, alien spacecraft, but we do believe that they are the 2 examples of interstellar objects. So they came from deep space, outside of our solar system, and are now here on Earth, and we are studying them. Okay, so let's talk about them. Okay. So we're going to, Avi Loeb, a Harvard astrophysicist, is obsessed with finding signs of alien life. Here are 2 discoveries he swears proves that there's life out there. Okay, this is the fun one. I love saying this word. Okay. Oumuamua.
Ooh. Is that Hawaiian?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Oumuamua, discovered in 2017, captured the attention of scientists as the first interstellar object observed passing through our solar system. So I don't think it crash landed here on Earth, but we saw it.
Okay.
Initially detected by Robert. Okay.
Wow.
Wow. I practiced this and now I forgot how to say it. Robert We're going to go with work.
Okay.
Initially detected by Robert Work using the Pan-STARRS telescope in Hawaii, it was already about 33 million kilometers away when spotted, roughly 85 times farther from the moon.
What?
This peculiar visitor, estimated to be between 100 and 1,000 meters long, displayed a reddish color typical of objects in the outer solar system. What baffled researchers most was its lack of a coma, a nebulous cloud typical around comets. despite its close proximity to the sun. So it didn't look like a comet. It didn't have the tail.
That's crazy.
Which is the whole thing. In the article that I read that Avi was talking about, he's like, there's no tail. There's no tail.
Yeah.
That is proof that it is part of a spacecraft.
So adamant.
It's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
So that was his big thing. Everyone's like, oh, okay, maybe it's weird and it just doesn't have the tail on it. He's like, no, there is no tail. So that means it is not what we think it is.
Because, I mean, yeah, if it's burning up in the atmosphere, if it's coming in fast, it's going to have a tail.
It's going to have a tail just based on where it is in the solar system and how it's moving through. But it doesn't. I like that. That was very resonant in my headphones. Okay. Moreover, its irregular tumbling motion and non-gravitational acceleration hinted at possible outgassing or radiation pressure effects. So it is not moving the way a normal space object would move.
Okay.
Doesn't have a comma. It's tumbling and moving in a non-gravitational acceleration, which means it is not moving the way.
It's on its own.
Yeah. It's just doing its own thing.
Yeah.
Right?
That's crazy.
Moving faster relative to the sun than typical solar system objects, it's believed to have originated from outside our star system, raising numerous hypotheses about its composition and origins, from fragment comets to remnants of distant exoplanets.
Whoa.
Right? Avi Loeb has suggested that it could be a product of extraterrestrial technology. It's a spaceship!
Ooh.
But there is insufficient evidence to support any hypothesis. Despite all of its strangeness, in January 2022, researchers proposed Project Lyra, which is a spacecraft launched from Earth that could catch up to Oumuamua in 26 years for closer studies.
26 years?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
It can catch up to it and be like, what are you?
Huh. Because they're just guesstimating how fast it's going. They're trying to create something that's even faster.
Yeah. So they're like, based on the trajectory and how this object is moving, we can kind of cut a closer path and get there in 26 years to catch up to it to study it
Got
further.
it.
So that's the idea. So we'll see if that happens. I don't know if Project Lyra has launched yet or.
There you go. It's my billionaire. When I win lottery, I'll fund you.
Nice.
Get it.
Okay, moving on. CNEOS, we'll just call it CNEOS just for the fun of it, so I don't have to say all those letters.
Nice.
2014-01-08.
Wow.
Also
Very
known
specific.
as Interstellar Meteor 1 or IM1,
Okay.
which is probably what
I
we're
like
going to
that.
call it from now.
Yeah.
IM1 was a 0.45 meter meteorite that hit Earth near the northeast coast of Papua New Guinea on January 8th, 2014.
Oof.
In 2019, astronomers Amir Siraj and Avi Loeb proposed it originated from interstellar space, a claim later published in 2022. This suggestion has sparked debate among experts, with some supporting and others challenging the interstellar origin hypothesis. The meteor's high speed, estimated at around 60 kilometers a second,
Whoa.
and its trajectory indicated it could have come from outside our solar system. Efforts to locate fragments, including an expedition by the Galileo Project, aim to gather further evidence to resolve the debate surrounding its origins.
Did they find stuff?
Well,
Oh.
maybe.
Okay.
In July 2023, 1 year ago, look how recent we are here. Okay, Amir Siraj and Avi Loeb reported finding metallic fragments that they believe to be from IM1, whose isotopic ratios indicated it was older than the solar system.
Dang.
Other astronomers doubt the meteor was interstellar, and other experts found more Earth-related explanations for the purported meteorite impact instead. Of course, because haters gonna hate. Everyone's got to doubt the findings, right?
Course.
So the way that they found this is they dragged basically a magnet at the bottom of the floor because this is in the water off of Papua New Guinea. So they put like big magnets and they drag them along the bottom and they pulled up these tiny little metallic sphericals. They are tiny. He, like in the article, he was holding a vial with all these tiny little fragments.
They found just tiny little things.
Tiny little pieces.
Crazy.
He wants to go back and explore more because they weren't able to like really pull up big chunks, but he had all these tiny little fragments, and so that's where they're basing this on.
That's cool.
But they're trying to go back and try to get more of it out.
Wow, very cool.
So,
that's smart.
Okay. And now for my favorite piece of evidence that was very recently discovered, and the reason I wanted to do research this topic, the possible discovery of alien megastructures called Dyson spheres. And this article from CNN popped up on my notifications and I was blown away. And I immediately sent it to Nicole. I was like, Nicole, look. And she was like, whoa.
Wow. Yes.
I'm like, I'm doing this.
I'm so glad she did.
So on CNN.com, this article is by Jacopo Prisco. What would the ultimate solution to the energy problems of an advanced civilization? Renowned British-American physicist Freeman Dyson theorized it would be a shell made up of mirrors or solar panels that completely surround a star, harnessing all the energy it produces. So you know how we have solar fields here, but we can only collect the energy from the sun when it's sunny out.
Right.
They put they covered the star with all the solar panels.
Wow.
So they use different objects, different different objects that can collect the energy from the sun. And it's like a 24/7 constant feed of energy that they can send to wherever they want.
Wow.
Right. So that's what Dyson theorized. And that's what a Dyson sphere is. So he theorized that we can collect all of this energy if we just build it around the star instead of just putting it on our planet and collecting it. Sometimes we can collect it all of the time and get a ton more because
energy.
It's like right there.
That's
from the source,
so
right?
cool.
So here's a quote.
Okay.
One should expect that within a few thousand years of its entering the stage of industrial development, any intelligent species should be found occupying an artificial biosphere, which completely surrounds its parent star, wrote Dyson in a 1960 paper in which he first explained the concept. If it sounds like science fiction, that's because it is. Dyson took the idea from Olaf Stapledon's 1937 novel Star Maker, and he was always open about that. In his paper, Dyson also noted that Dyson spheres would give off waste heat detectable as infrared radiation and suggested that looking for a byproduct would be a viable method for searching for extraterrestrial life. However, he added that infrared radiation by itself would not necessarily mean extraterrestrial intelligence, and that one of the strongest reasons for searching for such sources was that new types of natural astronomical objects might be discovered.
That's a lot of big words.
Scientists at the time were largely receptive, which sounds like very different from the scientists that we've been encountering today. They're like, that's a load of crap.
Yeah, that's nothing.
But scientists at the time were largely receptive, not to the likelihood that alien civilizations would be found to exist, but that a search for waste heat would be a good place to look. So waste heat, infrared, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
In the 1960s, there was no way to actually search for Dyson spheres, but in more recent times, many researchers have looked for them, including those at SETI Institute, a nonprofit organization with a mission to search for extraterrestrial intelligence, and the Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory known as Fermilab.
Fermilab.
Now, a new study that looked at 5 million stars in the Milky Way galaxy, so just in our galaxy, 5 million stars, suggests that 7 candidates could potentially be hosting Dyson spheres.
What?
A finding that's attracting scrutiny and alternate theories. The authors of the study published May 6th in the journal Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society specifically set out to search for Dyson spheres in the form of infrared heat near stars that couldn't be explained in any other way. Using historical data from telescopes that picked up infrared signatures, the research team looked at the stars located within less than 1,000 light years from Earth. We started with a sample of 5 million stars, and we applied filters to try to get rid of as much data contamination as possible, said lead study author Matthias Souza. How did we say that? We practiced this one before too.
He's the Swedish one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Suezo,
There you go.
Matthias Suezo, a doctoral student in the Department of Physics and Astronomy of Uppsala University in Sweden.
You got
Uppsala
it.
University
Uppsala.
in Sweden. So far, we have 7 sources that we know are glowing in the infrared, but we don't know why. So they stand out. There is no conclusive evidence that the 7 stars have Dyson spheres around them, Suezo cautioned. It is difficult for us to find an explanation for these sources because we don't have enough data to prove what is the real cause of the infrared glow, he said. They could be Dyson spheres because they behave like our model predicts, but they could be something else as well. Among the natural causes that could explain the infrared glow are an unlikely alignment in the observation with a galaxy in the background overlapping with the star, right? So it's producing this kind of like halo of infrared because the galaxy's behind it that we can't see.
What?
So
It's
an eclipse. It's an eclipse. Planetary collisions creating debris, or the fact that the stars may be young and therefore still surrounded by disks of hot debris from which planets would later form. Hot. The data used by the researchers comes from 2 active space telescopes, the Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer, or WISE, from NASA, and Gaia from the European Space Agency, as well as an astronomical survey of the sky in infrared light called the 2-micron all-sky survey, also known as 2MASS. The collaboration between the University of Massachusetts and the U.S. Space Agency's Jet Propulsion Laboratory took place between 1997 and 2001. The candidate stars are all red dwarfs, the most common type of star in our galaxy. They are also dimmer and smaller than our sun, which makes follow-up observations more difficult. It's unclear at this point whether the stars have planets around them, as they haven't been observed yet by any of the telescopes that could potentially spot orbiting planets. However, many of the thousands of exoplanet scientists have identified so far orbit red dwarfs, which make their presence likely. Planets orbiting red dwarfs have higher chance of being inhabitable, according to NASA. An earlier study published in March and using data from the same sources as the new report had also found infrared anomalies among a sample database of 5 million stars in our galaxy.
Wow.
Yay! And so now they're saying that the Webb Space Telescope might be able to see these.
What?
And get a closer look.
That would be cool.
So it's a job for the Webb Space Telescope.
Yes.
However, it's going to be a long process to secure
Sure.
the time to be able to use this space telescope because it's being used for a lot of things.
Like important things.
It's going to be a while before they can use the telescope to see if there are planets that could
But they
sustain
can,
life.
which is cool.
But they think they can.
That is so cool.
And so they're going to check it out. And I'm sure we will learn more about Dyson spheres. As far as the likelihood of us being able to put together a Dyson sphere, no. No. We do not have the technology or the ability to be able to harness energy and power that way directly from the sun.
So smart.
It would be cool.
Right?
Yeah, it would be cool.
We'll just stick to our solar panels
right? Well, I saw this other thing where this guy, it's kind of like a pseudo Dyson sphere, if you want to say that, where he wants to launch a grid of solar panels in space. So they're kind of made of the same material as the
ones we have here.
Of the James Webb Space Telescope, how they have that big mirror thing.
Yeah.
So he wants to launch a bunch of these, like I don't know how many. I'll have to see if I can find the article again. But
just
they're
one
football
at least.
fields. Well, they're football fields long.
Okay.
And they're massive, and he wants to do 30 or 40 of them, I don't know, a ton of them up in space, and just kind of let them fly around Earth. So they're going to orbit around Earth and constantly collect the energy from the sun and be able to beam it back to us. So that's a theory that he wants to be able to do. But I'm like, how much radiation is that going to be? You know?
What happens if it's bouncing back and hitting the wrong parts of the atmosphere where it's thin and
Yeah. So I don't know how it
burns
works. I'm sure he's much smarter than me and he can figure all that out, and they have that all. But anyway, that is kind of the closest that we can get to creating a Dyson sphere here on Earth.
So cool.
Is sending these solar panels out into space to collect energy that way. But as far as putting a whole thing around our sun, we don't have the technology or the ability to go out and do that. Maybe one day in thousands of years, if we're still here and we gain enough intelligence, we'll be able to figure out our own Dyson
we'd have to
spheres.
have help from other visitors.
Or we can call our closest alien friends and be like, hey, you have a Dyson
You've
sphere.
done it. Can you do it for us?
Yeah, come build a Dyson sphere for us.
We'll pay you.
Right? Unlimited energy for the entire Earth.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
That would be incredible.
Oh, life
so
would be
that's
awesome.
That's what I have for
I love
us.
it.
Wasn't
Good
that
job,
a fun
Angela.
subject?
Yes.
Yay!
That was very fascinating.
Evidence of alien life from space. So if you guys liked any part of this, or if you have your own things that I may have skipped, because I'm sure there's a lot of things that I didn't mention, we want to know. Email us at theominousstitch@gmail.com. You can also comment on any of our social medias. We are on all of the things.
All the things.
So jump on and say, hey,
what's up?
And happy 4th. And even though that was
Happy
last
summer.
week for you guys, happy summer. And happy whatever you guys are celebrating. We just want to hear from you because we love our Stitchers and we love to get to know you. You can also jump over to podbean.com. That is where we host our wonderful little podcast for you guys.
Ooh.
And you can read show notes from today or from any previous episodes. There's also a little button you can click on that says become a patron.
Yay.
We love our little patron army. We want to keep growing them strong. And hey, we are in a new month, so we need to do a shout out. We haven't done that yet this episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We didn't do it last one.
No, we didn't do it last time.
Okay.
So let's do a shout out.
Shout
Are
out.
you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead. We'll go back and forth. Go.
Avery.
Becca.
Michael.
Janet.
Kate.
Brittany.
Yay!
Yay!
I didn't go in alphabetical order.
No,
that's okay.
we hardly ever get. That's too much for our brains to process. Alphabet.
But we got him.
We got him. We love our patrons. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you. Thank you. We love you. And go check out our recently released patron episode. We will be doing a conclusion episode for the Jack the Ripper series sometime in the near future.
Yeah.
But we did release an alien one, which is so fun, you guys. So go check that out. We love it.
Mm-hmm.
That one was my favorite one. It was so
funny.
funny.
Was it really?
My favorite patron episode.
I love
We were in rare form that day. We were having way too much fun. I could not stop laughing the whole time that I was editing it. It was really funny.
We're awesome.
And it was a great subject. It's aliens. Aliens are fun.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that is it. I have no more words today. I can't word
did
anymore.
all the words, and it was awesome. You were wonderful.
Yeah, Nicole and I trade places. She's been happily crocheting this whole time.
I'm making a mini version of the boho bag because
Yeah,
you're
it's
supposed
so
to use
cute.
two ones. I was like, I'm going to do one and see how it works. But
Yeah, it's super cute.
Thanks.
I love it. It's the
But
same
no.
color as the bag you gave me. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. But yeah, that was awesome. I mean, I was able to do this and listen, and it was amazing.
Isn't it fun?
Yes.
That's the reason why this podcast exists. Because
We'll
we're
do
like,
a live version of this one day.
we should. Because like you guys know, we've talked about this before, but we started hanging out as like bubble buddies during the pandemic when things started to open up again, and we'd hang out and crochet while our kids got to play with friends.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh, I crochet too. And then I started teaching Nicole some crochet things. And then one day she's like, well, what do you listen to when you crochet? I'm like, I listen to a lot of paranormal podcasts or paranormal thing. I watch paranormal things on YouTube. You did the true crime. That's what you like to listen to. And you're like, why don't we ever talk about this? I'm like, I don't know. And so we're like, we should do a podcast. That's how this brainchild was born.
Yep.
So Nicole's doing exactly what I think everybody should be
supposed
doing.
to be doing. Yep.
Yeah, you crochet. And you listen to us talk about crazy things.
You sent me a cool link where there's a crochet cruise.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that's the only cruise I would do.
It's a cruise for people who crochet. I'm like, that's brilliant. I love it. That's so cool. Oh, okay. That was way off tangent. We do have one more thing to do. And like I said, this is a very long episode, so we should get to it.
Yes.
It's movie time.
This week's movie review, Life, released in 2017, IMDb rating of 6.6 stars, and the synopsis. A team of scientists aboard the International Space Station discover a rapidly evolving life form that caused extinction on Mars and now threatens all life on Earth.
Ooh.
I watched it on Netflix. It's on Tubi and what other two? Prime Video if you want to rent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's free.
It's free on Netflix
if you have
exciting.
Netflix.
Yeah.
But Tubi too as well. So.
Oh, okay. Yay.
Yeah. So I thought I saw this movie. I was telling Angela, I was like, I thought I saw it, but I think I saw clips of it at one point. But it's a spooky space story, which is awesome.
Yeah. And it was like, I am so proud of how well it went with the
great.
theme.
Yeah.
Because Nicole was like, what movie are you watching? I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, alien horror movie. And then this one popped up and I was like, sure, we're going to go with this one. And then I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
You did a great choice. That was awesome. It's got Ryan Reynolds in it as his normal self. Like he plays
He's
that
very
role.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Ryan
Reynolds, Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson.
Yay, Rebecca Ferguson.
That's all I know really of these, but it's so fun. What a cool horror space movie.
Yeah.
It's an alien. So give us a synopsis of what they just said.
So they're on the ISS, right? International Space Station.
Yep.
He's
what year is it, do you think?
I feel like it's pretty
Future?
recent.
Oh, really?
I don't feel like it felt to me that it was like now, because they were doing a lot of things that we do now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were chatting with school age kids and like talking about what happens in space and what life's like in space. But they were recovering. So their mission, there's always a lot of different missions going on, and it's an international space station. So you have people from different parts of the Earth and different space associations that are working together and living on the ISS, and they're always running different experiments and different things, right? Mm-hmm. So this is no change from that. It's all,
Yeah.
We have everybody from all the different space agencies. And they were rescuing a sample that they got from Mars, right?
That's
so
right.
There was a rover or something on Mars that captured a whole bunch of things, and they were rocketing it back to the ISS, but it was like off, or it like, I think in the opening scene they had like space debris hitting it or something, and so it knocked it off its course.
So they had to go get it.
Yeah, so they had to go get it and catch it, and
that was Ryan Reynolds' job.
That was Ryan Reynolds. So you saw Ryan Reynolds being a hero and doing this big spacewalk and catching it and stuff. So he caught it. They brought it on board, and they had a sample set where one of the scientists, his job was to check and see if there was life in any of the samples.
Right.
And he found a microorganism, a single cell microorganism that looked like it was in hibernation, or it was in hibernation.
Yeah.
So they were trying different tactics to wake it up, and he was successful. He woke it up. And so we're like, whoa, we have evidence of life on Mars. We were able to wake this guy up. And so they were, doing experiments with it, trying to help it grow, and they were allowing it to evolve. And this is like a huge discovery.
Big.
They had a contest for somebody to name it. Some kids named it Calvin after their school. And so his name was Calvin.
Which is
its
funny
name was
name.
Calvin.
Constantly calling it Calvin just threw me off. I don't know why. I was like, you could have named it anything. Like,
right?
you
But
could
like,
have named
no,
it-
but that's the whole thing, is that
so
made it
weird.
feel real, is
Yeah.
because that's what would happen. You would name it something.
some kind of normal name.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have given it some cool acronym. I don't know. Anyway, and then this thing becomes, they even say it's like, it's smart. It's the smartest thing because it's its own like living, breathing, like, organism that like can think and do and feel. It's like a brain and it's a body. It's all one, but it's just a single cell organism, right? It's crazy, but it evolves.
It evolves and it continues to grow.
Yeah.
And then they find out that in order for it to grow, it needs to consume life.
Duh.
Duh. And so that was quite a discovery when that happened.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch that. That's the scene in TikTok was the scientist with it learning about its hand.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give any more away on that. That was crazy.
So of course, for it to turn into a horror movie, things have to go horribly wrong. So they do go horribly wrong.
It's just like Alien, you're trapped in space on a spaceship.
To me, it feels like, okay, well, of course, all of this is very predictable. This is all happening. They do try to throw a twist in at the end.
Yeah.
Which even the twist in the end, you're expecting there to be a twist in the end. And so you're like, okay, there is going to be some kind of twist. How is this twist going to happen?
Right.
And it happens, and it may not be exactly what you were thinking would be the twist, but you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And none of it is surprising or original.
It's still
or
scary.
It's all very predictable. It's still scary, and it's still a good movie though. Like it's still like a good ride.
Yes. Because it made me jump a few times.
Yeah, the acting is good.
Yeah.
The way they simulated space was cool.
The way they created the whole design of this little alien thing.
Yeah, the
I
alien
thought
itself was
unique.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
In its final form, it sort of looks like a demigorgon, right?
Which my kids keep asking to see pictures of. That's
Oh,
fun.
really?
Yeah, they're getting that age because their friends know about it. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'll show you a demigorgon. But anyway, yeah, it does look like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So,
But yeah, and Jake Gyllenhaal does a great job acting. I like Rebecca Ferguson.
She's always good.
believable
I
on
always
that.
enjoy her.
Yeah.
And Ryan Reynolds. The sad thing about him is he dies too soon.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're gonna die. You guys know.
Y'all
that.
know they're gonna die.
They're
at
all
some
gonna
point.
die. My favorite character was the Japanese
Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Show.
Show was cool.
But I was mad because they made his character kind of weird at the end because, I mean, he didn't know the twist. But, like, I feel like he could have lived.
He absolutely could have lived.
Right?
Yeah. So his death was highly unnecessary.
Right.
And it was upsetting.
Yeah.
But, the other two had bigger names than him. So
He couldn't live.
yeah, he could have lived. But the whole point of the movie is that nobody does. So,
Yep. Yeah. But it was fun. How many stitches would you give it?
So IMDb gives it like a
6.6.
6.6. I feel like that's about right for it. Like,
Oh, okay.
it's better than a meh.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good movie. Like, if it was in the theater, I would have seen it and been like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I
and
think I
would have
would've
been
liked it more.
satisfied.
Yeah.
Satisfied with it. And
Because I think
would've
it
liked
belongs on a big screen.
It does belong on a big screen.
I was watching on tiny screen
You're
and
right.
then my TV, but
Yeah. I think I would have liked it more in the theater
Yeah.
because then
It's a
you would have
space
been
movie.
really enveloped in the environment a
Yeah.
little bit more than just watching it on your screen.
Agreed.
But so I think I really would have liked it in the theaters. I'm gonna say it's probably a 6.8 or a 7, maybe go up to that because it's way better than a meh. It was enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
It was just it's a
spooky,
comfortable
but it's
movie
predictable.
because you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I liked it. And I mean, obviously it's like, it's a horror and thriller. They're saying this thing is rapidly evolving. Yeah, of course. It's going to take over.
yeah, and you definitely have feelings when it kills the people. And you're just like, no.
Yeah, they did do a better job with that, I think, than
You
other
care about
alien
the
movies.
characters, yeah.
Yes, you get a little bit better feel for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say it's a 7.
Yeah. Hey, look at that.
Hey, we're on it. We're on the same wavelength.
And you guys, this is a first. I have never picked a good movie, so I'm very excited. Yay me!
Oh,
It only took 2 years,
you
but-
know, compared to that Bigfoot movie and the.
Okay. We don't have to talk about my.
But there's not many cryptid movies, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna give you that. There's
yeah.
more alien movies. This one was perfect for your topic. So
it was.
good job.
It was great. Yay!
Yeah. So watch it. It's again Netflix or Tubi if you can, if you haven't seen it yet. Jake Gyllenhaal, he was. At first I thought he was gonna be the bad guy. That was the predictable part.
I thought he was going to be the bad guy too.
Yeah, because the way he's all like.
But he tries to be the hero.
Yeah, that's cute. I don't know. You tell us what you think, everybody.
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal is a good bad guy.
He is.
But, So yeah, I thought that. At the
Which
very
was funny.
end, too.
My husband kept roasting me yesterday because I was like, "It's got Jake Gyllenhaal, Magneto." He's like, "When was he Magneto?" I'm like, the movie with Magneto," and he's like, "He's never Magneto." I'm like, "Oh, Mysterio." I'm sorry.
I did that with my husband last night too.
Really?
Yeah. So my husband and I had this like debate last night where I was like, oh, we were watching Jeff because we were watching Independence Day
Right.
and Jeff Goldblum is in Independence Day. And I'm
That's
like,
right.
oh yeah, he's also in Jurassic Park. And I'm like, oh, kids, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's the collector. And my husband's like, oh no, he's not.
Uh-oh.
No, he's
Yeah,
not. How
no.
much you want to bet? I bet you $5 million. I'm like, no, he's the collector. He's the guy. He's the guy. And he has the blue thing. I'm like, I'm not going to make a bet with you. And he's like, no, it's Benicio del Toro. I'm like, I know Jeff Goldblum and Benicio del Toro. I know that they are not the same. And I'm like,
Totally
no,
different.
he's the guy with the blue thing on it. And
His
he,
chin,
like,
yeah.
Thor
Yeah.
comes and
He owns the planet.
yeah, and he melts people with a stick. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's that guy. What's his name? He's like, it's not the collector. And I was like,
No.
no, what is his name?
The Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster. So I did that too.
And comics, yeah. See, so you and I feel the same way.
Yeah.
But the comics, they are brothers. The collector and
Oh,
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster.
So you were close. You were close.
That was his brother.
But I feel you. Yeah, I feel stupid. I was like, oh, not Magneto. I know, and he knew what I was talking about.
Yeah,
and he knew your husband knew what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's funny. We both had the same thing.
Conundrums. I love it.
Oh man. Okay, another conundrum. This is a long episode, so we're going to end it now.
Yes.
But we love you guys, Stitchers. Thank you for hanging in for another one.
Thank you.
And until next time, we'll see you, Stitchers.
See you, Stitchers.